Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, back inside the StreamYard Studios once again for another exciting, incredible interview. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. My name is Jake. I'm a proud owner of the Fighting Now, and today we have a very exciting interview for you guys. We have Miss Jessica Emerick that's going to be joining me later on here in just a few short moments. I want to go ahead and take this time and get a chance to shout out to MMA Tees because, like I said before, we got just signed a contract, and we do have some stuff ready to come up for you guys here soon. I will keep you guys updated on Instagram. You guys can get a chance to follow me on Instagram. Make sure you guys keep up with all things women's MMA, whether if it's in boxing, kickboxing, whatever so may be. So let's go ahead and get things started. So yesterday we got a chance to have the one, the only, Sandra Arndt, who recently won the championship at Flex Fight Series, who recently won the title. Got a chance to join me yesterday in a very incredible interview. And if you guys missed that, I encourage you guys to get a chance to check it out here on the YouTube channel. But today I have not one, but two interviews. One here on YouTube and the other one on Instagram. That will be Miss Paige Gerardo. That's going to be joining me at 2 o'clock Eastern Time today on Instagram. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you guys follow me at The Fighting Now here on Instagram. Also, real quick, I want to send some shout outs to Mom's Basement MMA, Liz with a Z podcast, Air Media Productions, and of course, Fight Bananas Official. Make sure you guys get a chance to follow all these pages on our social media platforms. I thank Mom's Basement and Moms_Basement MMA, Liz with a Z podcast official, Air Media Productions, and of course, official Fight Bananas. Make sure you guys get a chance to follow them on Instagram and other social media platforms. I am very excited about this interview because we get a chance to interview someone who recently won a fight at Grappling Fighting Championships back a couple weeks ago, who's going to be competing here 10 days from now at Southside Parksburg in a 3-round fight, in a boxing fight. And I'm telling you, what's so incredible about this fighter is that it's more than just boxing. It's more than just kickboxing. She does it all. She does jiu-jitsu. She does MMA, kickboxing, boxing. I mean, what's next? Muay Thai? I mean, this woman loves to fight. And I cannot wait to get a chance to ask her about that. I cannot wait to get a chance to ask her, how much does she love the sport, and very so on. Also, real quick, I wanted to go ahead and chance to let you guys know that if you guys are interested in being a part of Combat Sports Coverage Event, I encourage you guys to make sure to head on over to Instagram and search up Combat Sports Coverage, because if you guys sign up before April 14th, you guys will get a chance to have a free t-shirt with our sponsors and other incredible sponsors on the back of the shirt. So I encourage you guys to check that out on Instagram right now at Combat Sports Coverage. Also, really huge weekend. I know there's going to be a lot of fights. There's going to be a lot of incredible stuff for you guys this coming weekend. It's going to be a great week. I mean, and not only that, but for all sports fans, what it seems like. We have March Madness, we have WrestleMania week, and also we have NASCAR. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? Of course, the NBA games as well. So, I mean, very exciting time for all sports fans. As far as the fighting stuff, I mean, we cannot wait. I mean, there's going to be a couple of boxing fights that we're going to be keeping our eyes on, and, we have so much going on. Also, don't forget, we still have three more interviews after today. We have Miss Cindy, who recently won her first kickboxing fight. It's going to be joining me tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And, of course, we have Samantha Chef that's going to be joining me at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. So all that is going to be fun. And, of course, and last but not least, we have Miss Carly, who recently retained her title against Anna Crunchfield back a couple weeks ago. We were supposed to have the interview last week, but due to her surgery, she had to be able to reschedule, and we are rescheduling it for this coming Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. So I encourage you guys, do not miss out on what shall be a very exciting, very fun interviews that we have in store for you guys. So we're currently waiting on Miss Jessica, and I'm telling you, this fighter is really awesome, really incredible. And of course, she trains at VO2 Fitness, and we'll get a chance to ask her. We'll get a chance to talk to her about that. And before she gets a chance to join, I mean, if you guys want to get a chance to follow her, make sure you guys get a chance to follow her at 89 Jess. Hopefully I did type that correctly. If I did, awesome. If not, my apologies. But now we're just really excited to get a chance to be able to have this interview for you guys. I was really looking forward to it. We were supposed to have it yesterday, but due to some things, it's rescheduled for today. So hey, You can't beat that. 2 interviews for the price of one. I mean, we have one interview on here and the other one on Instagram. Um, both ladies are just so incredible, so tremendous, and it's going to be very fun, very exciting, and we cannot wait. But real quick, let's go ahead and take a short little break, and then when we come back, we should have Miss Jessica join us. So stay right here. That is Armchair Booking. If you guys want to get a chance to check out Steve Barber and Dwayne Davis, you guys can head on over to YouTube right now. Make sure you guys follow them on there, on Twitter, and of course on Instagram, and of course on TikTok. Might be working on a TikTok page here soon because I know TikTok's been a very huge thing. So that will be very fun. That'll be very exciting. But until then, we're going to focus on mostly just Instagram, and we haven't really got a chance to pay attention to Twitter, which I know I need to work on that. So give us patience. I mean, that's all we need is just a little bit of patience here and there. But when we do have the Twitter page up, and we already have it up and going, but the problem is that we haven't been really posting like we should. So I definitely have to be able to pay attention to that. So real quick, hopefully we'll get a chance to have Miss Jessica join us, which it should be about time. So we're less than 4 minutes away to get a chance to have the one, the only Miss Jessica. And of course, before she gets a chance to join us, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything you guys want to say, make sure you guys type it down in the comment section right now. I mean, since we're currently live, I mean, it's always awesome to get a chance to see your comments, to get a chance to see your questions. So please feel free to send them down right now. We love to get a chance to hear every single thing about it. We love to get a chance to have all of your comments and questions down in the comment section. So feel free to send whatever it is you want to share. And also, I'm really excited, and I know everyone that here lately, I've got a chance to talk to Lisa Solar, and she was part of something crazy this past weekend. I don't know what promotion it was, but yeah, let's just say that do not mess with Lisa Solar because you'll end up in a bad spot. But shout out to her because she's doing incredible things. I know she's trying to focus on graduating, and she'll be fighting here in May. I mean, what more can you ask for? And of course, I think Warriors Cup or Freedom Fighters has their event this coming weekend. I think it's Warriors Cup, but correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section. So we are ready for so much that's happening. We are so ready for all these incredible fights. We're ready for so much of these incredible events. I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, it is a very huge thing to be able to witness when it comes to that. I know here in the great states, I know Tough Man's going to be having their big events this coming weekend. I know a lot of my friends who are prepared for that. Would shout out to everyone who is going to be part of Tough Man. You guys know who you are. Cannot wait. Hopefully I'll get a chance to be there this coming weekend to get a chance to see everyone, and it should be a great time. And if I do, I'll get a chance to be able to record some footage. And yeah. So currently waiting on Jessica at the moment, and I know that she's ready. Everyone's still new to StreamYard. For as long as I've been doing this, I'm still a little bit new to it. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can be able to work on, and what more can you really ask for? I mean, StreamYard definitely the perfect place for your podcast, your interviews, your broadcasts, or even business meetings. So make sure you guys head on over to StreamYard.com and get a chance to try out your free plan today. It can help you get a chance to upload videos to your YouTube. It allows you to connect to Facebook, Twitch, I think Twitter, But anyways, let's not waste any time. Please help me welcome in my guest at this time. She is the woman who recently won at GFC a couple weeks ago and is prepared for a boxing match here 10 days from now. Please help me welcome Miss Jessica Emerick.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so thankful you get a chance to join me. You've been very busy as of late. How's everything going?
Good. Lots of training. Lots of training.
And you're definitely talking about that. You have a really huge event 10 days from now. I mean, you get a chance to be involved in a 3-round fight, and we'll get a chance to talk about that. But we all have something that inspires us to be able to start with what we're doing. So, what inspired you to start fighting?
Man, I got bored of lifting. I was 200 pounds. Just wanted to lose weight, got bored of lifting, and fighting looked fun.
I mean, at least that helps you out with,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like boredom and everything. At least you get a chance to be active and going at least.
Yes. Yep. Big time.
So, you currently train at VO2 Fitness, and you've been a very huge influence, been a very huge part of it. How much do they mean to you?
Say that again.
I'll say, how much does VO2 Fitness mean to you?
Very much. I won't ever leave. No.
Well, hey, that's really awesome. I'll say, continue, go ahead and finish what you're saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're right. I said this is home base. I'm here every day. Every day.
That's really awesome. And of course, pretty much we all deal with the easy part of training and, of course, the toughest part of training. What has been the toughest part of training in your perspective?
Oh man, probably weight cuts. Those are tough. I just did my biggest weight cut. Sometimes working with the bigger guys, they don't realize how big and strong they are. So when you're prepping up for fights, they are nothing like fighting a female. That's way different.
Well, so it seems like every time when you start training someone, it's like one of those David versus Goliath situations, ain't it?
Yes. Yep. Big difference. I'm like, I am half your size.
It's like whenever you look at someone tall, it's like, how am I going to take this mother effer down? I'm like, how am I going to take him down?
Right. They're like, all right, you're gonna shoot. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they sprawl. I'm like, no.
It's just like splat type of moments.
Yes. Yeah. Survive.
Survival, that is for sure. So, pretty much we have something that encourages us to be able to do with what we're doing, be able to get out of bed and go training. What has been your biggest encouragement right now?
My biggest encouragement doing this for my kids. I have two boys, and I want something more. I'm in my early 30s and it's time's ticking. So this is time for me to pick it up. So I'm self-determined.
And yeah, and you talked about it. I mean, you're currently a mom to 2 boys. I mean, what's the one thing you try to show your boys while you're out in training? You always try to be able to make a really huge impact. Do you try to show them a lesson? I mean, what's something that you try to show your kids while you're training?
Huge impact. Teaching them that, if you put your mind to it, that you can accomplish something, that, pain is temporary. Just keep pushing. If they want something, they have to work hard for it. And they see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you pretty much are doing kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and MMA. I mean, what got you involved with all 3 of these? And get ready to be boxing here next week as well.
Yeah. So my first fight was boxing. I had a friend call me up and he's like, hey, let's go do this. And I had been kickboxing, and that's my passion, is kickboxing. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go do it. And then, pretty much the state of Ohio is MMA. If you want to kickbox, you have to go out of state pretty much. So you have to learn it all if you want to be in the cage. It's everything. It's wrestling, it's judo, it's kickboxing, boxing. It's everything, and it's a lot. So.
I mean, I can really say that you're doing so much. I mean, especially with what you're doing up in Ohio, and you want to be able to get a chance to do more experience with different things. Mm-hmm. I mean, out of everything, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, what has been pretty much your favorite as of right now?
Kickboxing.
Kickboxing?
Yeah. I love kicking people.
It's like I've seen those memes. It's like whenever you kick someone, it's like, here, let me show you all my pedicure. type of moments.
Yeah, there's no pedicure. That stuff does not stay on. No.
Oh man! And of course, you recently fought at a grappling fighting championship here a couple
I
of
did.
weeks back. I mean,
Mhm.
take us through that fight.
Um, that was my biggest weight cut. That one I had dropped, I think 20-ish pounds for that fight. But that was like a slow process. You know, I was supposed to fight for OCL cage fight here at the Arnold, and girls just kept falling through. So I was already determined to drop down to a certain weight, and then it just came down to that fight there. I'm like, okay, so let's take that. And I was like, this was a good push for me. If I, you know, I feel like going into, you know, boxing or kickboxing or jujitsu tournaments, it's a good precursor to me hopping in the cage. It's just better. It's a hard spot. And that's kind of how I view going into this Muay Thai match. Is it was a hard spar. It's prepping me for me to be in the cage again. And I was bound determined to win. I was so hungry, so thirsty. I was like, I'm gonna win. I'm making that worth it.
And once you talked about, you always had someone, girls dropping into fights. I mean, do you ever feel frustrated during that time?
Super frustrated. I think the last time around it was 4 or 5 girls. I had one girl sign a contract and back out a few hours later. So you know, it's a roller coaster of emotions. You know, when you're a fighter, you get these emotions. You're like, okay, I'm ready to fight, and then you get a contract, and you're like, oh, butterflies, this is really happening. And then you start to settle down again up until fight day, and then you know you get amped up again. And that's like the roller coaster of, okay, I've got to fight. I've got these butterflies. This is who I'm going to fight. No, you're not going to fight her. Oh man, all right. I've been training real hard, and then you get another one. Then your emotions go up again. It's just like this big roller coaster of emotions. Yeah.
Absolutely. And of course, talking about that, I mean, you had to deal with pretty much the biggest weight cut since you started. I mean, do you ever think of that as like a lesson for you? If you want to be able to get a chance to fight someone, you're gonna have to be able to do things drastically for you to be able to fight.
Yes. Yep. I try to sit near where I'm at. You know, my natural sitting weight. Just because weight cuts are not healthy for me. So, you know, I don't try to encourage them. I've just been on this mission to see, you know, amateurs is the time where you want to figure out what weight class that you're going to succeed in. So, and I feel like that's what I'm still doing. You know, I fought my first fight at 155. And then I went to 135, then 25, and now I'm went to 20, and now I'm down to 15. So it's like just seeing where I still feel strong and energetic and doing that.
And all that, I mean, you talked about being an amateur, and it seems like as an amateur, it's a perfectly good time for you to be able to see what weight class you fit the most. Do you ever think that helps you get a lot of time to be able to be focused on just a certain weight class before potentially be able to move up to being pro?
Yes. Yep. Yep. You train like pro. I mean, if you want to be pro, train like pro. I don't take days off. It's rare if I take a day off. It's practice, practice, practice. You know, making sure that your weight is on point. You know, I will never go into a fight and not be on weight. It's not professional.
And of course, we talked about, pretty much during the sport, there's always been the easiest things, but there's also been the toughest obstacles that we faced during our time of fighting. What has been the most difficult challenge that you faced so far?
Like coming into a fight.
Or no, pretty much just in general, because like we all have like daily problems outside of it that could potentially hold us back, if you get what I mean. And so
Oh,
pretty much,
okay.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. Being a mom is tough. I don't have. I work at my gym. I teach fitness classes here. I'm actually here right now. I just got done with a client. So I personal train. I teach fitness classes. So I'm here all the time. So it makes it nice that this is where I'm at all the time. I don't really have. I don't get to spend time with friends outside of here. In a week. I was lucky last week that my best friend and I got a night together where I could actually eat pizza. uh, so it's not, I don't really have a whole lot. I mean, the most would just be struggling to be a better mom, a good mom. When I'm here all the time. So it's like trying to make sure that the kids are taken care of, the house and the bills and the husband and everything is all taken care of on top of me on the grind here every day. So.
Well, I'm saying it seems like you've been on the grind, as of late. And of course, one thing that I love about the sport is that it gives us a lot of lessons. So pretty much, what has the sport taught you, especially as a fighter / mom that you are today?
That I am tougher than what I think I am. Everybody has doubt in themselves. I've learned to kind of push past that. Um, it's taught me to be strong, that I can be strong, for sure. Not just physically, but mentally. This is very mental, this sport.
Absolutely. And one thing I always talk about when it comes to the mental game is that, it can help you in the long run. If you're anyone who's faced a lot of stuff mentally, go to the gym. It will help you out. It will help you become a better person. It will help you out in the long run. It'll help you get out of that comfort zone that you need to get out of. So,
Yeah.
look at prime example. I mean, Jess is definitely a really good example. I mean, she's fought a lot, mentally, but also physically, so it can help you out. So if you are interested in going to the gym, this is a great time. This is a great advantage. Take advantage of that.
For sure. I mean, not if you even if you don't want to fight, like this stuff is the best exercise that you'll ever get. I mean, I've lifted weights for years before getting into this, and this is way different. This is your cardio and your strength and your lifting. It has it all. It has it all.
And not only that, but for anyone who deals with a lot of anger stuff, I mean, if you have a lot of stuff that is built inside of you, one punch, either to a bag or to a person, can help you let out all that stress and anger and frustration in just a matter of seconds.
Absolutely. Yeah, anxiety, depression, it helps a lot. I struggled with it, a lot of anxiety and depression. I had some issues with medical advice, and this was my outlet. This is what kept me going.
And not only that, but yet, this sport has taught us a lot of things. And yet, I'm going to say this in a very good quote. I mean, if you want to be a champion, you have to think like a champion every single day. I mean, it's not just a certain day or anything. It's your mind. It's like every single day. Like, what can I do to be a champion? What can I do to think like a champion? Many different ways you potentially do it. And this sport can teach you a lot of things. I mean, there's even some quotes from the great Muhammad Ali himself. You guys can go look it up. But yet, he pretty much says a lot of incredible things that makes an impact on all the fighters today.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. One day you'll come in here and, think you're the hot stuff. You'll get knocked on your ass real quick. You just got to get up and keep coming back.
One thing I can tell you is if you go to a gym, please don't be cocky, because cockiness is right out the window. I mean, it's time to be serious. I mean, because it's more than just getting a chance to train with these people, but these people can be able to be your family. I mean, Jess with VO2, I mean, they pretty much practically been her second family, and you can see where she's at today. I mean, all gyms, it all depends on which one you want to go to, can help you and be your own family.
Absolutely. These guys are my second family. I'm here more than I am at home, probably. They're family. These guys are, whole family. We support each other and help each other get better, and we're tough on each other, but we're also super supportive of each other.
That's really incredible. So do you ever just look back on how far you've overcome to where you are today?
Yeah. I'll get memories pop up in my on my Facebook of when I first started, and I'm like, oh, you look like an idiot. What are you doing? I've got a long way. I still have a long way to go. But oh God, it's embarrassing.
It's like when we go through your Facebook memories, it's like, you throw an overhand jab and not just a straight jab.
Your whole foot comes up when you're throwing across your foot, everything. And I'm like, what am I doing?
It's like you're throwing spaghetti arms instead of just throwing some straight arms, and
Yeah,
you look back in your fight, you're like, what was I thinking at the time? Oh my gosh.
yes. Yeah. Oh. Oh. I still do that now. I'm like, oh, what was that?
Don't look back on your training videos because you end up giving yourself a hard time with like, what are you doing? What was you doing?
Yes. But they are really good tools to go back and look on to be like, okay, I still stink, but not near as bad.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this now. If you just recently won your last fight, you really don't sink at all. If anything, you're rising up to the top the way I feel about it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This was my year to push myself. I want to fight, just fight. So that's the plan for this year.
And talking about that, I mean, like I said before, you recently won at GFC, and now you're sorry for the stutter. I'm stuttering a lot lately, but you're preparing for April 9th, 10 days from now, at
Mhm.
Southside Parkersburg in a 3-round fight against Becca Robinson. I mean, how
Yeah.
did that fight happen?
My boxing coach finally convinced me to box again. I mean, but that's when I started. My first fight was boxing. I love striking. Um, so he was like, "Hey, I've got a girl." I'm like, "All right, let's do it. Let's just run it." And I get to fight with my teammates, and I never get to fight with the guys. They're always fighting in West Virginia, and that's just something that means so much to me to be able to fight with my teammates. As a female, it's hard to get fights. There aren't that many of us that do this. So, you take what you can get, and normally it's not with my teammates. So this time I get to go down with 3 of my teammates, and I'm really excited.
And I really look forward to that. And I wish you and the rest of your teammates the best of luck, real quick. And of
Thank
course,
you.
one very important question before we'll let you get a chance to have the floor. And by the way, real quick, before I do continue, if you guys want to get a chance to follow her, make sure you guys get a chance to follow her on Instagram at 89Jess on Instagram. Get a chance to follow such a tremendous fighter. I mean, you'll see her at best, you'll see her at worst. But one thing I can tell you is that she is moving on up like the Jeffersons. She is doing incredible. And one thing I can tell you is, before I continue on, is I'm very proud of you with what you're doing. You're
Thank
showing your kids how to be tough. You show your kids that life is not about getting handouts. You have to work hard. You have to earn it. And one thing I can tell you is that for someone who pretty much started weightlifting to doing what you're doing now is very credible. So I want to say keep doing what you're doing because you're going to be making impacts in many different ways.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
And I will give you the sneak on June. I just signed my contract. I will be back in the cage June 11th.
June 11th. Wow, that is really awesome. I cannot wait. And of course, I mean, June is pretty much my birthday time, so I will definitely make sure to take advantage of that and try to be able to get a chance to go see you fight. So best believe that I will make sure to go down there and show my support to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No
I'm
problem.
excited. I'm excited.
I mean, between that and to get a chance to fight in the boxing with your teammates, I mean, there's many incredible things coming your way. That's really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the year.
I mean, you're definitely right on that. This is definitely the year. So the one thing I want to get a chance to ask you, pretty much my last question is that we all see you as a fighter, but not as a person. What's the one thing you want people to know about you, not only as a fighter, but also as a person that you are today?
One thing that don't doubt yourself. We all spend this time trying to figure out, who you are, what you want to do. I finally found my passion in my late 20s. And, even no matter what age, just go for it. Even if it's fighting, just go for it. This is what I do. Besides, being a mother and a wife, this is, what I do. And my kids and my family take a lot of, they're here a lot with me. They, do this whole thing with me. So other than that, I don't have a life outside of here. I do, outdoors thing. I love being outside. So anything to do with outdoors, that's my thing.
Well, I mean, right now, as far as like here in West Virginia, I mean, you can't really do anything because it's colder than an ex's heart. That's how bad it is.
It's here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, like if like usually around this time, I would go outside on my back porch where we have the mountains and just get a chance to enjoy it, just to watch, just enjoy the music and fresh air. But yeah, it's too much cold air, and yeah, right now we don't need that right now. But what
No,
about
it was like spring last week. I don't know what this is.
what? Oh my gosh. One thing I can tell you, and before we get a chance to move on, is that West Virginia is the most bipolar state you would ever get a chance to be a part of. One day it's 70 degrees, the other one drops it down to 40 degrees. And I feel bad for those who have allergies because I've seen so many people taking allergy medicine because of how bad it is outside.
Yes, that was me the week leading up to this last fight, just a couple weeks ago. I'm like, am I getting a cold? What is this? And then it just went away. I'm like, it's the air.
Well, the one thing I can tell you about West Virginia is that we have mountains and pepperoni rolls. So, I mean, one of the other people is going to be joining both of them at least. Oh man. So real quick, I want to get a chance to tell you thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Is there any final
Yeah.
comments you have to say before you get a chance to hop off here?
No, thank you. Thank you for this interview and taking time with me and the interest in me. I love what I do and I'll share it with anybody. So that's it.
And not only that, but I do want to tell you, I appreciate you allowing me to get a chance to show my support to you. I mean, I remember the chance to meet you. I think before or after the fight, it was like, like, hey, mind if I get a chance to show my support? And everyone needs to get a chance to be able to have that support. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're an amateur or pro. It don't matter. I mean, you pretty much just win your first fight. It doesn't matter because you still deserve all the recognition that you deserve. So I am so glad to get a chance to have you a part of the page. I'm so glad to get a chance to have you a part of the team. I wish you all the best of luck when it comes to the boxing fight and, of course, the MMA fight coming up in June. And I
Thank you.
cannot wait to see what you're doing today. So keep on going and just be the woman that you are today. Keep on rising up. Keep on making the impacts because you're going to do
Keep
great things.
on.
Exactly. I definitely do appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy the time. I will make sure I send it to you after I get done here, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. We'll see you later.
All right. See ya.
Later. That was Miss Jessica. That was an awesome interview. Glad to get a chance to talk to her. She was so tremendous, so phenomenal, and just incredible in general. Make sure you guys get a chance to follow her at 89Jess and get a chance to follow such an incredible mother, an incredible fighter, an incredible human being in general. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our time here on YouTube. But yeah, don't forget, at 2 o'clock coming up next, we have Miss Paige Gerardo that's going to be joining me inside, pretty much on Instagram Live. So can't wait for that, and we hope to see you guys soon. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern Time with another interview involving Miss Sydney. Can't wait to have her join me. But until then, I will see you guys later on.